What is up, you guys? It's your buddy Upshaw. Today I wanted to bring you a video on something that I raised in a previous video, but I wanted to bring the issue back up and bring it into more detail, is that I believe that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is stealing a lot of the gun designs from Destiny and bringing them over to this game, to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And I guess stealing is not exactly the most honest way to phrase it, because keep in mind, both games are owned by Activision, so any creative content owned by one game is kind of shared between both of them. So before I get into it, I just want to bring up this image of the new wrecked gun from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now the first thing you're going to notice about the wrecked is the two perks at the top. We have Breakpoint and Stockpile. Now Breakpoint allows this automatic weapon to be fired with reduced recoil, and Stockpile allows for increased ammo reserves. Now it's interesting because if you compare that with the design of Destiny, and I'll bring up Thorn as an example here. Now guns in Destiny actually have a 3-perk system, like you can see in the thumbnail, where Thorn, as an example, has perks that allow the last bullet in the magazine to do extra damage. It also will have 3 interchangeable perks that offer things such as extended ranged, increased accuracy, faster reloading, and then you also have the 3rd perk for the Thorn, which is a gradual damage bleed over time. Now, some of you may gasp at the sight of design crossovers between Destiny and Call of Duty, but I'm not completely quick to inherently think that it's a bad thing. When games take what works and throw out what doesn't, they stand to gain a much better project. At the end of the day, it's about what gamers enjoy, and after all, that's what video games are all about. They're about having fun. It's about that fun factor, and I think some companies do lose that sight after a little while. So if this crossover provides COD fans with a more enriched, diverse gunplay experience, then they definitely could stand to make all kinds of gains. However, I also have some huge concerns with this perk lottery design, and a lot of this has to do with the general consensus in the COD community that this style of gun design will lend itself to play to win. Or, sorry, pay, not play, pay to win. Big difference there. As you can see from the images, different stat rolls result in better perks. And the fact that these guns will be attainable with in-game supply drop purchases with real-world monies, that's got me very concerned. And while I'm sure there will be a mechanic that allows for the earning of supply drops with in-game playtime, if it's anything at all comparable to the rate that you earn supply drops in Black Ops 3, the process is going to take far too long for 90% of players to obtain pretty much anything useful at all. Another question I have for this style of gun design is whether or not this will do away with attachments in their entirety, because when we looked at this and looked at some of the stat rolls, specifically for the wrecked, one of the stat perks was reduced recoil. So would this kind of be the thing that they roll with instead of, say, grip attachments for guns or some kind of barrel attachment? Will this kind of do away with the traditional attachment style from Call of Duty that we know and love? Or will we be having to deal with this new system that replaces all the attachments that you've gotten used to over the course of the Call of Duty franchise? But now, I want to know what you guys think about this new style that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is taking towards gun design. Do you think it's pretty much a cookie-cutter, copy-paste Destiny gun style steal? Or do you think they're doing something like Destiny, but they're also making it something of their own? At the end of the day, we don't really know how it's all going to play out. Keep in mind, the beta for the game has not even released yet. Once the beta comes out, we'll definitely get a bit more of an idea for how they're going to be tooling weapon design in this game. We might see some pretty big, some pretty broad adjustments in the full retail release of the game, and maybe even more changes in future updates. So it's really tough to say. You think it might be a pay-to-win style of design as well? I would like to know that, because I know a lot of big Call of Duty commentators are saying that this supply drop style with these perk rolls is going to be pay to win. You're going to pay $20 to get the dankest gun, and it's going to really, I guess, alienate a big part of the player base for this future Call of Duty. But let me know down below, guys. I appreciate this bit of a discussion. I want to know what you guys think. And leave a like if you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.
There's no escaping death.